warm welcome to all the viewers of Markets at Money Control. I am Mariam Faruqi and we are back after a cracking Diwali to keep you updated with all that's happening on Dalal Street. This morning, market started off the week on a positive note with Nifty reclaiming 10,150 level. However, later it erased these gains. Did markets continue to be under pressure or was there any respite? We will find out. But first, a look at the headlines. IPO mania continues. However, the new kid on the block, Indian Energy Exchange, opened sharply lower at rupees 1,500 and falling off 9% against its issue price. About the new tax regime, GST Network Chairman Ajay Bhushan Pandey has said issues around the portal have been addressed. And about banks, government may inject rupees 25,000 crore in stressed public sector banks. These were some of the updates. Now let's get chatting with Money Control editor Santosh Nair and find out how the markets have fared today. Hi Santosh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mariam.
So as I mentioned earlier, initially the trade was strong but market paired gains. So eventually what happened in trade today?
Well, Mariam, some bit of profit taking seen while indices managed to close firm, the Nifty closing at about 10,184, well above the near-term support level of 10,035. Market breadth wasn't all that great. Now, this has been the trend for the last few sessions now. While the mid-cap and small-cap index both closed higher, there too the gains, it seems, were driven by a handful of stocks. So, a weak market breadth is one of the worrying thing. The outlook, however, is still positive. You've got a pretty supportive global environment too. The news flow has been pretty positive there. Now the Senate has paved the way for the tax proposals on in the US on Thursday, and today you had in Japan Shinzo Abe winning by a huge margin there, which makes him poised to become the longest serving leader in Japan's history. So all this news flow has been pretty much positive. Back home, the earnings season so far has been fairly on expected lines, no nasty surprises, so that's keeping the sentiment up.
So for our viewers, a quick check on gainers and losers today.
So Mariam, the action mainly was in frontline stocks today. Reliance Industries rallying about 3%, also hitting a record high. Now Jio has hiked its tariffs last week, and this also had a positive rub-off on the shares of Bharti Airtel, which hit a 8-year high today, ending 5% higher. Now Jio's decision to hike prices seems to indicate that probably the bruising price war in the telecom sector might be drawing to a close. ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank both closed firm. ICICI Bank gaining by close to 2% and HDFC Bank by about 1%. Both banks will be announcing their earnings later this week. Infosys was up about 1.5% ahead of its earnings announcement tomorrow. Bhushan Steel rallied about 20%. Speculation is that the company is a potential takeover target. In sectoral trends, you had gainers largely from the telecom, oil and gas, power, realty and IT sectors. Laggards were FMCG and healthcare. Bank shares just about struggled, and the banking index closing on a flat note.
Thank you, Santosh. That's all for now. But for more cues, views and analysis, log on to moneycontrol.com.